Good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
You have been given some homework, right? Did I give you any homework? Yeah. You people have solved them. Do you need more time? Solved. Perfect. Last half an hour, I'll take the doubts from that. Okay. Last half an hour, I'll take the doubts from that. So now you have an idea as to how to add vectors, how to subtract vectors. Right? The third phase that we start in vectors is multiplication of vectors. It's a strange thing that till now it was 2 plus 2 into 2 was always 4, 2 into 3 was always 6. But hereafter we'll ask you, is it a dot product or a cross product? Vector should never be multiplied directly. Two vectors can never be multiplied directly. It should either be a dot product or a cross product. There are two types of multiplications in a vector. Multiplication of vectors. Scalar multiplication is direct. 2 times I cap. Velocity is 2 along x-axis. Along x-axis. That means you write 2 times I cap. Velocity is 2 meters per second along x-axis. You wrote it as 2 I cap. I cap is a vector. 2 is a scalar. 2 is the magnitude of that vector. Suppose I say the velocity is double. Velocity is double. Then you will multiply the 2 times I cap. This is 4 I cap. This is a direct multiplication. You are multiplying with a scalar. It has no issue at all. Directly you can multiply when you are multiplying with a scalar. Our problem comes only if you are multiplying two vectors. Two vectors can be multiplied only either by a dot product or cross product. What do you mean by a dot product? What do you mean by cross product? We'll explain. Take it down, please.
So, so what's written in the first line? Velocity is
2 meters per second along x-axis. Velocity is 2 meters per second along x-axis. Along x-axis.
Sir,
Huh.
I joined late. There was some issue. I just wanted to ask the homework that you gave. You will discuss this at the end, or
Yeah,
you already?
at the end.
Okay, end.
Last half an
Okay.
hour, I'll discuss the doubts.
So, sir, till now you only discussed this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, can you give me a short version of this? Just
We are dealing with multiplication of vectors. right? If it is a scalar multiplication, you can directly multiply it as it is, no issue, right? 2 times, you have doubled the velocity. That means 2 times 2 I cap. You directly multiply. But the difference comes when you are multiplying two vectors. It should either be a dot product or a cross product.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, the recordings of the last lecture, when will you upload?
I have uploaded already.
Acha.
For 1 second. Yes, sir. Done.
If it is a scalar multiplication, you can directly multiply. But if it is vector multiplication, verify if it is a dot product or a cross product. How will I verify here? It will be told with the physical quantity itself. Work done when I define. I'll tell you force dot displacement. Work done when I define it as force dot displacement. Torque when I define it as a cross product. So when a physical quantity is being given to you or defined to you, there itself will tell you if the quantity should go for a dot product or a cross product. You will not have your choice. We'll define it and we'll tell you go for a dot product or go for cross product. Firstly, how to do the dot product? A dot B is defined as the magnitude of A to magnitude of B into cosine of the angle between them. Somebody is asking if you multiply this vector by a negative number, by chance you type scalar, the direction of the product is reversed. Yes, if I multiply -2 with I cap, it becomes -2 I cap. I multiplied I cap with -2. This will become -2 I cap. That means the vector is in this direction. Now, how are you defining dot product? A dot B is the magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cosine of the angle between them. Magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cosine of the angle between the two vectors. Right? Now, consider this. What do you mean by this? If this is A and this is B, projection of B on A will be B cos theta. First step, do you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Now, magnitude of A into B cos theta is technically A dot B. Projection of B on A into the magnitude of A is A dot B. Can I do the reverse? This is A, this is B, this is theta. Projection of A on B is A cos theta. Whichever vector you are projecting, that should be the hypotenuse of the triangle. I explained this in the last class. A is projected on B. What will the projection be? A cos theta. A dot B could be defined as A cos theta into B. It's the same thing. Either you project B on A or you project A on B and multiply both the. See, projection becomes a scalar. AI projected along this, it becomes a scalar. A cos theta into magnitude of B or B cos theta into magnitude of A. I get AB cos theta. So definition of a dot product is product of magnitude of both the vectors and cosine of the angle between them. A dot B will be A into B into cos theta. A dot B is A into B into cos theta. Take it down till here. I will dictate the properties of this, like dot product is a scalar, examples, everything I'll dictate, take it down.
Sir, can you repeat the definition?
A into B into cos theta. A dot B is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta. Theta is the angle between A and B.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Sir, in this question, you wrote A cos theta also, and in other example, you wrote B cos theta also. So that how both the angles can be adjacent.
What I asked doesn't make sense. Projection of A on B will be how much?
A cos theta.
This would be A sin theta, which I'm not interested in.
Oh, okay, that will be a set. Okay.
Now, similarly, projection of B on A will be B cos theta. This we did in the last class.
Yes.
Sir, multiplication of vectors give vectors at themselves or
No, I'll dictate those points. Wait a minute. When you wrote the definition here, right, theta is the angle between A and B. Theta is the angle between A and B. Theta is the angle between A and B. Now, first property of a dot product, A dot B is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta is always a scalar. Always a scalar. Dot product of two vectors is a scalar. Dot product of two vectors is a scalar. Example, work done is force dot displacement. Work is a scalar. Force and displacement are vectors. When you are defining work done itself, we will define it as dot product. You don't have a choice to select if I should go for a dot product or a cross product. When a physical quantity is being defined, we'll tell you. This is always a dot product, right? Power will be force dot velocity. It is again a scalar. Power will be force dot velocity. As and when we go into different chapters, we will introduce the physical quantities there, and we will tell you whether it is a dot product or a cross product. Right? Second point, it obeys A dot B is equal to B dot A. Indirectly already showed you this. Projection of A on B or projection of B on A. Projection of A on B or projection of B on A, both will mean the same. Right? A dot B is equal to B dot A. What law is this?
Associative law.
Dot product.
Commutative.
Commutative law. Right? If two vectors are perpendicular to each other, A dot B will be AB cos 90, which will always be 0. One of the fundamental ways of finding out if two vectors are perpendicular or not is go for the dot product. Go for the dot product. If the dot product is 0 and the two vectors themselves are not 0, then the 0 is because of cos theta. Cos theta is 0 implies theta is 90 degrees. If two vectors are mutually perpendicular, then the dot product will always be 0. This because the confirmatory test for us whenever we want to verify if two vectors are perpendicular. If two vectors are parallel to each other, what if two vectors are parallel to each other? Theta will be 0.
Theta will be 1. 1.
Parallel to each other. If two vectors
Cos theta will be 1.
are parallel to each other, theta will be 0. Yes, hence cos 0 will be equal to 1. A dot B is AB into cos 0. This will be A into B. Do you people know the value of cos 180?
-1.
-1.
-1. If somebody by chance don't know, just remember this value. We'll need them. Two values that you need to remember temporarily. Cos 120 is -1/2. Cos 180 is -1. Temporarily remember, right? If two vectors are anti-parallel, fifth point, I will write, take it down till here. If two vectors are anti-parallel, fifth point, right? If two vectors are anti-parallel, this is A and this is B. Angle between them is 180 degree. A dot B is A into B into cos 180, which is minus 1. Minus A. Cos 180 is minus 1.
Yes, sir.
A dot A is equal to how much? Magnitude of A into magnitude of A into cos 0. A dot A, same vector you are multiplying 2 times. Angle between them is 0. This is A square. A dot A is A square. Right?
Sir, could you repeat?
A dot A, same vector. So angle between the same vector will be 0. A dot A, angle between them is 0. So magnitude of A into magnitude of A into cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. A dot B plus C. A dot B plus A dot C. Now listen carefully. There are two types of problems that they can give you in dot product. One is they give you a vector A. This is 5 Newton. Vector B is say 6 Newton and the angle between them is 30 degrees. This is the straight hit problem where you will not have a problem. They ask for A dot B. This is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta. 5 Newton into B is 6 Newton cos 30 5 into 6 into cos 30 root 3 by 2. This will be 15 root 3. You are getting a magnitude because A dot B is a scalar. You are getting a magnitude because A dot B is a scalar. They give you the value of A, they give you the value of B, they give you the angle between them. Is the simplest thing that they can ask. Now, what will happen if they give me A and B in terms of I cap, J cap, K cap? Position vector? Now, before I give you that example, you should know what is I dot I. I dot I is how much? Magnitude of I is 1. Magnitude of I is 1 cos 0. Will it be 1?
Yes, sir.
J dot J.
1.
1.
K dot K.
1.
1.
1.
I dot J.
0.
0. J dot I.
Same.
0. Commutative law is obeyed. I dot J, why is it 0?
Sir, because they are mutually
Cos
perpendicular.
theta is 0.
Cos theta is 0, rather theta is 9. I dot K.
0.
0.
K dot I.
0.
J dot K.
Same. 0.
K dot J. Now that you know these values, multiplying a vector in terms of I cap, J cap, K cap will not be difficult. I will take an example, take it down.
Sir,
Ah,
sir, the 15 root 3, sir, it won't be Newton or anything, right? It'll just be magnitude.
15 we are Newton, 15 root 3 will be Newton, but there's a magnitude. Newton square, rather, you are multiplying two vectors. Newton square.
Okay, sir.
Well, by the way, there is no such physical quantity as Newton square. I just took that as an example. Instead, take this as force and displacement. Here Newton, here displacement, then it would make sense. All these meters. Force dot displacement will be joules. Manav, you raised your hand. You can unmute and speak.
Sorry, sir, I forgot to lower it.
Sir, done.
Sir, 2 minutes. Sir, done.
Vector is given as 2I cap minus 3j cap plus k cap. Vector B is given as I cap minus 2j cap minus k cap. Now when you tell me A dot B, 2 into 1 is 2. I cap dot I cap is 1. I cap dot j cap.
0.
I cap dot k cap.
0.
0.
Now j cap dot I cap.
0.
0.
0.
K cap dot j cap.
1.
1. So
1.
3 to 2 will be straight. Minus of 3 into minus of 2 into 1. J cap dot k cap.
0.
0.
Now k cap dot I cap.
0.
0.
Cap dot j cap.
0.
0.
Cap dot k cap.
1.
1.
1 into
Minus
minus 1.
Minus
K cap dot k cap. K cap dot k cap is 1. This will become 8 minus
7.
1 is 7. Dot product of these two vectors is 7.
So it would be 7 joules, right?
I didn't give units for A and B here. So just taught you that when we give units, that will decide what its quantity are. If this is force and this is displacement, then it will be joules.
Okay.
Find A dot B.
1.
Yes.
Sir,
Huh.
sir, like we found out the value of A dot B over here. Sir, so then if they have given us A and B vector and they have told us to find the angle, so we use dot product or cross, or we use dot
Dot
product.
product. Now, whenever you want to prove or say, I'll come to that later. This is 4 into 1 is 4. 0 k cap. 3 into minus 1 is minus 3 plus 0. Find C if A is perpendicular to B. Find the value
1.
of C if A is perpendicular to B.
1.
Yeah, don't shout the answers. Wait, let others attempt. Here, if A is perpendicular to B, A dot B should be equal to 0. This is 2 minus 3 plus C. 0 equal to minus 1 plus C. C is equal to 1. Second, if ever they ask you the angle between the two vectors, I'll take a numerical example to explain this. A is I cap minus 2j cap plus 3k cap. B is 2i cap plus j cap minus 2k cap. Find the angle between the two vectors. Find angle between the two vectors. Now, A dot B will be magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cosine of the angle between them. So now, what is A dot B? 1 into 2 is 2. Minus 2 into 1 is minus 2. Right? Make this plus. Right now, you don't know the values of cos theta where. I'll make a small change. Cos theta is, it's okay, keep it as it is. This is plus x. A dot B 2 minus 2 6 should be equal to the magnitude of A is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. Magnitude of B is 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square into cos theta. I first took A dot B. I took magnitude of A and B. This will be 6 divided by root 14 into root 9 equal to cos theta. Root 9 is 3. 2 by root 14 is cos theta. Angle between the two vectors. Take the dot product, divide by the magnitude of A and B. Take the dot product A dot B divided by the magnitude of A and B. Is this logic clear?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, even I can rub the board.
Sir, can you explain again?
Whenever you want the angle between the two vectors, take the dot product of the two vectors, divide by the magnitude of A and B. You will get cos theta. How do you get cos theta? Dot product divided by the magnitude of A and B, you get cos theta.
Okay.
Yes, sir, you can erase the board.
So remember, if you want to prove that two vectors are perpendicular, dot product should be
0.
0.
0.
Second point, if you want to find the angle between the two vectors, you take the dot product divided by the magnitude of both the vectors. Now, one more tricky situation here. If this is A and this is B, and I ask you what is the projection of B on A, please listen to this carefully. Projection of B on A is how much? B
B cos.
cos theta. Projection of B on A is this length, B cos theta. How will you calculate B cos theta? Suppose I gave you A and B in terms of I cap, J cap, K cap. What do I do is find out A dot B. This will be AB cos theta. And my requirement is B cos theta. B cos theta is A dot B by the magnitude of A. Projection of B on A will be A dot B divided by the magnitude of A. Can you do the reverse? This is A, this is B, this is theta. Projection of A on B is A cos theta. Projection of A on B. Projection of A on B. A dot B is AB cos theta. And your requirement is A cos theta. This will be A dot B by the magnitude of B. Projection of A on B will be A cos theta. And how do I get A cos theta? A dot B divided by the magnitude of B. Are both the instances clear?
Yes, sir.
Take it down till here. I'll take a numerical example to explain this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what do you mean by projection of B on A?
Projection. You're projecting this on a component of B on A. Either of the two languages will be the same. Projection of this vector along A or component of the vector B along A. Resolving. Any language you use is the same. This is a vector R. What is the component of R along its axis? This will be R cos. Either you call it projection of R along x-axis, or you call it component of R along x-axis, or resolution of R along x-axis. Any of the three will mean the same. Tell me when I can rub the board.
Done, sir.
You can erase the board.
No, there is a vector A I cap minus j cap plus k cap. Vector B 2 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 2 k cap. I want projection of vector A along vector B. Now listen carefully to this. Projection of A on B. Projection of A on B. That means my requirement is A cos theta. This will be A dot B by the magnitude of B. Till here, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
B dot B will be 2 plus 0 plus 2 divided by magnitude of B will be 4 plus 0 plus 4. 4 by 4 root 2.
2 root 2.
2 root 2 root 2. This will be 2, this will be root 2. A cos theta is my requirement. Projection of A on B. Projection of A on B. A cos theta is root 2. Sometimes in the multiple choice options, they'll give you this with I cap, J cap, K cap. What does that mean? That means A cos theta is in which direction? Right?
Direction of
I cap.
Direction of B cap. So my answer will be root 2 times B cap. A cos theta is in which direction? It is along vector B. So your answer will be root 2 times B cap. How will you get the direction of B cap? Root 2 times vector B by the magnitude of B. Vector B by the magnitude of B will be B cap. Yes or no?
Yes.
So root 2 times, what is vector B? 2I cap plus 2k cap divided by root over of 4 plus 4. So this will be root 2 times 2I cap plus 2k cap divided by 2 root 2. Right? 2 gets cancelled. Root 2 gets cancelled. I cap plus k cap is the component of A along B with direction. I cap plus K cap is the component of A along B with the direction. You want only magnitude, that's the answer. You can cross verify. Root over of 1 square plus 1 square is root 2. You want only magnitude of A cos theta, this is the answer. You want to represent A cos theta as a vector, it should be A cos theta into B cap. What is B cap? B cap is the direction along B. How do I get the direction? Vector by its magnitude, I'll get the direction. Vector B divided by its magnitude, you get component of A along B with the direction. This point you need to understand. It depends on the paper setter whether he is asking only for the magnitude or with the direction. If he gives with the direction, multiply the magnitude with B cap. Multiply the magnitude with B cap. And how do I get B cap? Vector B by its magnitude.
Sir, can you repeat from like that?
Your voice is not audible here.
So can you repeat from 4 upon 2 root 2?
4 upon 2 root 2.
Can you repeat from there?
Where is 4 upon 2 root 2?
Send the above one, yeah.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is what? A cos theta.
Yes.
If I want with direction, it should be A cos theta in the direction of
B.
That's it. So I found out B cap.
Yes, sir.
So this A cos theta into B cap. And you know how to find out B cap, right?
Yes, sir.
Vector B divided by its magnitude. Any unit vector, how will you find out? Vector divided by its magnitude.
So, sir, so I cap plus K cap is just a component of A vector along B vector direction.
Right. I may be eating away some time allotted for the doubts, but I'm okay with it. I'll keep few of the doubts pending for the next class. Right now, we should be clear that you got this concept thoroughly. You have 4 problems to be done. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4. How much time do you need? How much time do you need? Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. Solve that. I'll keep you people on mute. Fine. All 4 problems have you people done? I think I'll have to unmute.
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anybody with a doubt in any one of the 4?
No, sir.
Wonderful. Good progress. Now, can we go to your doubts from the previous class homework?
Yes.
Sir.
JEE mains exercise say, did I give you any?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 1 to 9, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
Sir.
Tell me your doubts from that.
Excuse me, sir.
Pardon?
Sir, I had a doubt in the third question which you gave now from the in-chapter exercise.
I shifted that page from that till this year. What were you doing till now?
Sir, I did raise my hand actually.
Okay, don't raise, speak up, because I will not be able to see that when this on the screen is. 1 second, wait. Third question, what is the angle between I cap, J cap, K cap and I cap, right?
Yes, sir.
Cos theta is, you write A as I cap plus J cap plus K cap. B is I cap. Cos theta is A dot B divided by magnitude of A and B. Tell me where you got stuck up.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to know exactly what is given. So that's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, JEE mains exercise, tell me your doubts.
4th one.
4, then
That's it, sir.
good progress here.
8.
So 14th.
15th.
So the 6th question.
6th question, sir.
7th and 9th.
Okay, 4th question. A force of 6 Newton and another 8 Newton can be applied together to produce an effect of a single force of. Listen, I can have 6 Newton and 8 Newton this way, or 6 Newton and 8 Newton this way. Minimum angle between them is 0, maximum angle is 180. Minimum angle between them is 0. So how much is 6 plus 8?
14.
14.
14 Newton to 2 Newton. My answer can be anywhere between 2 and 14. I can use these both forces at different angles to get an answer between 14 and 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So all the options between 14 and 2 can be my answers.
Okay, got it, sir.
Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, 5th question. If 3 vectors give me a resultant of 0, they should be 3 sides of a triangle.
Yes.
So, which among the 3 can you represent as 3 sides of a triangle? How do I recognize that? Sum of two sides should be greater than the third side. Sum of two sides should be greater than the third side. Then I can represent those three vectors as three sides of a triangle.
Sir, greater or equal to, right?
Greater than or equal to will be in the same line. If two vectors sum is equal to the third side, then the resultant can become 0. A and B, sum of two vectors, if it is equal to the third side, then the resultant can be 0. So sum of two sides should be greater than or equal to the third side. Then the resultant can be 0. Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
Now, sixth question में the deceptiveness is with the language. A blind person after walking each 10 steps in one direction, each of length 80 centimeters. That means 80 into 10, 800 centimeters he'll walk in one direction. Right? Turns randomly to left or to the right by 90 degrees. After walking a total steps of 40, that means 4 times. Once he will cover 8. Let me take, this is 800 centimeters. 10 steps in one direction, each of 80 centimeters. Each step is 80 centimeters. Each step, will it be of 80 centimeters? Can be 80 centimeters.
So the 10 steps equal 80 centimeters, right?
Each equal 80 centimeters.
Each step, 10 steps 80 centimeters. 80 centimeters कितना होगा यार? One scale is 60 centimeters. You are aware of it?
Yes.
12 inches, 60 centimeters, right? So one scale, if it is 60 centimeters, 80 centimeters इतना ही होगा, each step का बराबर होगा, approx, right? So he moves in one direction with 10 centimeters, मतलब 80 centimeters. Then he arbitrarily moves by 90 degree, covers another 800 centimeters. Total कितना cover करता है? 40 steps. That means this is 10 steps, this is 10 steps, this is 10 steps, this is 10 steps. So this is also 800 centimeters. This is also 800 centimeters. Maximum possible displacement of the person from the starting point. This displacement will be 800 root 2, 800 root 2. So 1600 root 2 centimeters. What is the answer given for the set?
16 root 2.
Sir, 16 root 2 meters.
16 root 2 meters. So our interpretation of the question is correct. Thoda language is slightly deceptive for anyone to understand that. It should have been a bit more clearer, but that's okay. This was question number.
Sir, I didn't understand this question.
He walked by 10 steps in one direction, then turned arbitrarily by 90 degrees, walked for another 10 steps. That way he is covering total of 40 steps. 10, 10, 10 and 10.
Okay, sir. So after that first 10, we don't have to take the total as 50. Only 40 steps as the total, right?
Total, after walking a total of 40 steps, right? From the start, it is 40 steps.
Okay, sir.
So this is technically 10 steps, 10 steps, 10 steps, and 10 steps. Total 40 steps.
Sir, can we take this whole as a single one triangle?
He didn't give the question that way. He gave the question this way. Why will you change the problem? You need to calculate this displacement. You want to extend this and make it. He told you that the guy turned after 90 degrees. If you continue to travel in the same direction, you are changing the problem.
Sir, but here it is not given that he turns left and right after every 10 steps.
It is given. Read it out. That's the confusion in the question. Blind person after walking each 10 steps in one direction. मतलब 10 steps ही एक direction में जाए. Each of 80 centimeters turns randomly to left or to the right by 90 degrees. After every 10 steps, he will turn by 90 degrees.
Okay.
So you can rub that 8. I had a doubt in 7th. I told 8 by mistake.
Sir, please explain 8th one also.
Okay. 7. If angle between vector A and B is acute angle, angle between A and B is acute, then the difference A minus B, have a look at it. Then the difference A minus B, watch out for this. I will make this minus B. This is minus B in this direction. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
B is in this direction. Minus B will be in the opposite direction. Now, A and minus B are two sides of the triangle taken in one order. Third side of the triangle taken in the reverse order is A minus B.
Yes.
I repeat, observe this carefully. This is A plus B. This is A. This is B. This is A plus B. I want A minus B. Please reverse the direction of B. Right? Now, A and minus B are two sides of the triangle taken in one order. Third side of the triangle taken in the reverse order is A minus B.
But sir, if you consider all cases and say that from the starting B was facing downwards and its minus B will then face...
We gave you first line में angle between A and B is acute. Right from the start, if you take B this way, is angle between A and B acute?
No. Okay.
So A minus B is a minor diagonal. Sir. So A minus B is a minor diagonal of the parallelogram.
What are you confirming? Yeah, draw करके दिखाया मैंने. I showed it to you. You are confirming if I am alert. Obviously, A minus B will be the minor diagonal of the parallelogram. दिख रहा है ना यार? Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you even show the 13th one?
Angle between P plus Q and P minus Q, both inclusive values. See, if this is P, I'll give you the hint. I want you people to attempt this. Can I call this to be P plus Q? This is P, this is Q. Will this be P plus Q?
Yes, sir.
Now make this minus q here. P and minus q. Will this be P minus q?
Yes.
This is P, this is minus q. Will this be P minus q? Or
Yes,
I can
sir.
draw it in the same parallelogram as well. If this is P, this is Q. This is P plus Q. This will be P minus Q. We have already shown you this. Now you tell me what will your answers be for 8. It is actually an extension of the 7th question. Simple plain geometry. Eighth question, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, in a question like this, could we have taken the maximum and minimum case, like angle between the vectors
0
will
and
be 0
180.
and 180?
0 and 180. 9. This is A, B, and C. All are of the same magnitude. 45, 45. Right? There are more than one way of solving this. First procedure. A vector I will write as, what is the radius of this? R. R I cap. B vector I will write as R G cap. C vector R by root 2 I cap plus R by root 2 J cap. Yes or no? A vector R I cap. Anybody with a doubt? B vector R J cap. Anybody with a doubt? R by root 2 I cap plus R by root 2 J cap. Add all the three vectors, should not be difficult for you. There is another way of solving this. This is A, this is B, this is C. This is 45. Projection of C on A plus C cos 45, B plus C sin 45. I projected C on A, projected C on B. I have this as the X component, this as the Y component. This is Y, this is X. Resultant is root over of X square plus Y square. Any one of your procedure. C, I wrote it as C so that you know which vector we are referring to. This is also R, this is also R. R plus R by root 2. R plus R by root 2. Root over of R plus R by root 2 whole square, R plus R by root 2 whole square.
Sir, over here, could we have used the property like if the angle is 90, then the resultant will be at 45 and then add up it with C?
No issue. Now you know that A and B's resultant will come along C. So take the resultant of A and B. It comes along C. Add up to C. We are perfectly okay with that. And that happens not because A and B are 90, but because this is also R and this is also R. Resultant will
So
be
it
R.
becomes 2u cos theta.
If the angle is 90, need not be that the resultant is at
Yes,
45.
sir, because they are equal
Only if the
magnitudes.
magnitudes are equal, resultant will be along 45.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Balance doubts, I'll take it up in the next class. Last half an hour we'll keep for doubts so that as and when we keep moving, we will have problems to solve. Today's class, no homework as on date because almost all the problems in this subtopic are clubbed with cross product. So after one more lecture, you will again have homework. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So see you people in the next class. Good day.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
sir.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.